Right into it. Today, I'm going to go over exactly how to get rid of your man titties, your man boobs. You see, a lot of you guys don't have gyno. A lot of you guys literally just have too much fat in your lower chest. You don't have gyno though, which is good news. But also, now that you know the news, it's like, hey, how the fuck do I get rid of my titties? You know what I'm saying? Like, I have bigger titties than my girls. I don't want this. So, I'm going to walk you through exactly how to get rid of your man boobs, how to shape out your chest. So, when you take your shirt off, it doesn't look like you don't look like a girl. You know what I mean? Like, I know when a lot of you guys take your shirts off, people, if they have kids, they have to shield their kids' eyes from you having your shirt off. And we don't want that. We want people to be like, damn, that's a respectable physique. And the chest is usually very, very, that's like a center point of when you take your shirt off. That's what a lot of people look at. So let's get right into it. Let's do it. All right. So like I said, a lot of us do not have gyno. Gyno has to be surgically removed. This is what gyno looks like. It's like a hard mass in your chest, and your chest will point outwards. It looks very, very feminine. A lot of us, it kind of looks close to this, but we just have a lot of fat from poor eating habits overall. So, like I said, you most likely have excess fat, not gyno. All right. So, the first thing is going to be your body fat percentage, right? Because when you have a higher body fat percentage, obviously you're going to produce more estrogen. You're going to have more of a feminine look as well, just because you have more fat. And a lot of your fat tissue would be stored in your chest area, your lower chest area specifically. So even if you have a big upper chest, but if you're very high body fat percentage, it'll just look like you have titties still because you just have more fat in your lower chest, right? As you lose body fat, as you reduce your body fat percentage, you'll lose lower chest fat, but then also your upper chest will look bigger because you're losing lower chest fat. Not that you actually gained more upper chest size, but you just lost lower chest fat, guys. And yeah, losing fat overall, you're going to lose a lot of fat in your lower chest. I see it all the time. It happened to me. As you can see on the left, it literally looks like I have a titty. Doesn't look as bad as gyno, but it still looks pretty bad. And when I started losing fat, I started noticing that went away. But also, when you lose body fat, your stomach gets smaller too, right? So if you lose that entire chest or majority of it. As you can see, I lost a lot of it. But when your stomach gets smaller too, now it makes your chest sit higher as well, and your chest looks bigger, right? But when you have titties on top of a big stomach, you look like you're pregnant and you look very feminine, all right? But when you start losing that fat, of course, you're gonna lose fat in your abdomen as well, and then you start losing a lot of fat in the lower chest. It'll make your chest sit up more. It'll be more upright. You'll look more aesthetic. All right. So losing chest fat, body fat percentage gain, guys. All right. So in order to make sure that you lose body fat, what's one of the most important things? Being in a calorie deficit, guys. All right. High protein calorie deficit is going to be super important. However, you also want to make sure that you're eating testosterone boosting food because, like I said, when you're eating a lot of highly processed foods, when you're eating a lot of soy, when you're eating a lot of, in a calorie surplus, a lot of junk, and you get those titties, you're producing a lot of estrogen as well. Your estrogen levels are higher than normally for a male. So you want to eat more testosterone boosting foods, right? Eggs, red meat, butter, chicken, ground beef, and just more protein overall. Get some sunlight. Make sure you're lifting weights as well. Now that I said lifting weights, you're like, well, what should my workouts look like, bro? Like, what the hell am I supposed to do? All right, so I'll give you an example of a workout I do, but before I do, if you got big ass titties, stop doing a bunch of decline bench press. I see a lot of people that are like, man, I want to get rid of my lower chest, and I see them doing decline bench press. This is going to make your titties even bigger, all right? You don't want that. So you want to prioritize incline. All right, now, what are the best incline movements? In my opinion, incline Smith machine is the best movement. In my opinion, my humble opinion. No, not my fucking humble opinion. It's the best movement. It isolates your upper chest, and then incline dumbbell is very good as well. Incline barbell is good as well. Now, obviously, even though you're working the upper chest, you still want to round out the lower chest, which is what dips and what dumbbell flat bench press will do as well. But when you're doing incline, you're also going to be working your lower chest too anyways. So you want to focus on incline. I literally didn't touch flat bench for about a year just because I had an imbalance and I really wanted to fix that. So I did not touch flat bench for an entire year. And I focused on getting my incline bench press strength up, doing more incline Smith machine, and just getting getting that part there, right? Just making sure that I could get my chest more aesthetic. So I focused on that for a year. All right. So here's an example of, like a push day for me, mostly chest day, right? So of course you warm up, and then I warm up with dips and pull-ups. I spell pull-ups wrong. That's very embarrassing. Who the hell could spell pull-ups wrong? Insane. I try to reduce the volume for you guys because I usually do for me, dips and pull-ups, I don't really count it, but I usually do 4 sets of 15 because it feels like walking for me. And then pec deck, I usually do 4 sets. But for you guys, if you do this, 3 sets will be fine. And when you're doing your pec deck, make sure to really squeeze and focus. Like you want to make sure that while you're on the pec deck, that your chest is up. Like just imagine your rhomboids are squeezing a pencil. Imagine your back is squeezing a pencil, and put your chest up. Make sure you're upright and really squeeze the movement. Because when you do that, you're going to isolate your chest. You're going to feel it more, right? So get those reps in. And right after that, go to incline barbell. Barbell is good for adding mass. And then once you have a pretty good chest pump, then you really go into the slip machine, right? So I usually do 135 for 2 sets of 20. Been doing this for years. That gets a lot of blood flow in your upper chest specifically. When you do incline barbell, you'll feel some abs, some lower back, maybe some traps for stabilization. But when you do Smith machine incline, you feel almost all upper chest. All right. Make sure you're doing it really smooth. You're not, moving around and bouncing around. Keep your form very, very strict on the Smith machine. I usually do 135 for 2 sets of 20. And then sometimes I'll do like 1 set of 15 with 185. Then I go 225 for 4 sets of 10. And then I'll do like 275 for 2 sets of 6. And I have an insane chest pump by that point. And if you want to keep going, you could do an incline dumbbell, 4 sets of 8 to 12, just really getting a lot of blood flow in your chest. And then this is a push day, so you just finish off with some side raises and some Arnolds. Yeah, very, very simple. And one more thing I did want to mention is, of course, this is just the chest portion of it. But as you work out, obviously you'll be working out everything. But as you do like back and shoulders, that'll widen you as well, right? Which will kind of make your chest, also your lower chest, look smaller when you're getting wider lats and you're getting bigger shoulders, right? So to make the proportions look a little bit better. Because a lot of times you have narrow shoulders, a small back, and you just have saggy titties, and that looks horrible, all right? One more thing that I don't see a lot of is patience and consistency. Most people aren't consistent, and most people aren't patient. A lot of people, it took them years. They spent years eating this and playing Roblox and playing Minecraft and playing Elden Ring DLCs or whatever the fuck goes on with that shit and playing GTA for hours. And after 2 months of working out, they want to get rid of their titties. And they're like 35% body fat. You got to remember, in order to get your body fat percentage to an area where, your chest will look better, which is going to be anywhere in the 10 to 15 range, even up to the 18 range, depending on how much muscle you have. It's going to take time. It's going to take consistency, guys. All right. You got to be patient with that. All right. And then, like I said, in order to get stronger in incline bench, because when you get stronger, you're building more muscle. That takes time too. Incline bench is harder than flat bench. All right. I was flat benching 225 for reps, and I could barely do 155 on incline, right? But now I'm doing 275 on incline or 225 for 12 reps. So I did come a long way, but it didn't happen overnight. It took years and years and years. It takes consistency, guys. So if you really want those goals, then you'll be consistent. Because here's the thing, right? A year from now, if you don't take action on your goals now, a year from now, you're going to be disappointed. And you got to remember that time is going to pass regardless. Why not be closer to your goals or at your goals instead of disappointing yourself? That's how I look at it. All right. Summary is eat in the high protein, calorie deficit, reduce your body fat percentage, prioritize working your upper chest instead of lower chest, avoid candies, processed foods, sodas, all that junk that's going to increase your estrogen, avoid soy, and then be consistent and patient, guys. Very, very simple. Hope this video helped. Like, comment, subscribe for more. Link to the Discord is going to be in the bio. And for the Discord, this is going to be like-minded individuals. I'm going to be posting my meals in there every day, my meals, my macros, and then my workouts, just to keep everyone on point. Because like I say, patience and consistency is what a lot of people lack. All right, so yeah, Discord's in the bio.